Now, maybe a lot of you haven't really paid attention. How's Sargon doing in the polls? Can't really trust those polls, right? Fake and all that. But there's some polls that have come out to kind of give you an idea of what it's looking like, what we might be expecting. One poll, and this is, by the way, what I'm showing you is the best case scenario. Sargon's running under the Ukip party at a whopping 3%. There's another poll that's out there too. This one gives a prediction on how many seats they're going to have. A whopping 0. They are predicted to have 0 seats this time.
Is anybody here familiar with the Sargon Ukip situation? Sargon of Applebee's. He was a political YouTuber in the Skeptic era. There's a couple of conversations I've seen, notably with like him and Destiny, him and Jim. There's the major clip that I remember from the kill stream, right? This is really going off. Where's the kill stream clip of Sargon? Sargon Gamergate 2. You know that really cringy thing that all these the bread tubers bring up whenever they get into drama? They start talking about Gamergate. Sargon is the other end of that sword, right? So like, this bread tuber is upset, blah 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 blah, and then they reference like, this is just like the time when that hashtag Gamergate from 10 years ago came out, right? So in the way that people criticize random YouTubers for invoking Gamergate, they also criticize Sargon, who is pro Gamergate, for constantly bringing it up, or at least he was doing that for years.
I wouldn't even you, Carl of Swindon.
We're gonna pull that one up too. Yeah, that we're gonna find that. If you don't understand the "I wouldn't even rape you" meme, all right, you think that I'm bad with jokes. All right, we're gonna find that one tonight. There's a whole bunch of lore here. If you've never heard of Sargon, I'm gonna be telling you a tall tale of things that really did happen. So basically, this clip, we're not gonna watch the whole thing here, but Metokur, Ralph, and I don't know who else is here. I think Zidane, Gator, or somebody is on this stream right now, and Sargon is pitching his plan to own the left right here, and everyone just kind of just laughs at him. Where is this? Here, watch this.
Way ahead, but you just. I don't know. You can't seem to do it, can you?
No, I can't. I need you to shine a light on it.
Left-wing's point of view.
Like everyone is making fun of this guy because it's super fucking pathetic.
Right? They are genuinely afraid of Gamergate, which is why they keep talking about Gamergate.
Says guy talking about Gamergate.
Is the punchline here Gamergate did nothing? Because we made that joke already.
No, but it could be something nearly like that, like effectively like that, right? So.
But what?
So,
what are you saying? Like, is it what I said though? What are you saying?
Are you saying Gamergate killed a woman behind an Arby's in 1990?
No,
that was just me, Gator, not Gamergate. Yes.
Was that a reference? I don't know what the reference was for that, but was that Brock Turner? No, he didn't kill anyone. I don't know what that was.
Yes.
So again, if Gamergate is the eternal boogeyman, what would be the worst thing that Donald Trump could do?
I'm sorry, dude. That gets me every time, bro. What would be dude? We need to get Donald Trump to say Gamergate.
He's not going to co-sign Gamergate. He doesn't even know what it is.
But it could tweet out hashtag Gamergate? Is that what you're like?
Most people have no idea what Gamergate was or is. I don't think you realize that it's a thing on the internet, but most people have no idea. So
we talked about this before.
I of course know exactly what Gamergate was because I was in it.
Oh god, dude, it's so insufferable. I'm sorry. We bash bread tubers enough. We need to talk about people like Sargon more. This is actually fucking embarrassing here.
Yeah, we all know.
I wouldn't presuming what people think.
Yeah, I do know what it. I know what Gamergate is. As some might recognize me, Sargon of Akkad, from being part of it.
We all know. I'm just saying the public at large probably maybe 25%. Yeah. Now everybody on Twitter knows what the fuck it is. You know, a lot of the journalists and stuff know what it is, but as far as the public at large, they don't.
Okay, how do you get black people to join the alt-right?
Okay, that's a question. Here we go. Oh no, I know what's gonna come out of it. I know the answer to this. All right, shield your ears for a second. I know what he's gonna say. I know the answer to this question. I'm gonna let it run. I'm letting it ride.
Give him watermelons?
That's what I was expecting, yep.
But you should appreciate that humor. Come on, my fellow white.
Okay, dude, I knew I shouldn't have done that. All right, well, I gotta fix that. All right, but there's a reason why. We're gonna learn this too. This is okay.
Honestly, I thought that was a bit slow. You get Hillary Clinton to denounce the alt-right.
Wait, sorry, was there a punchline?
There's the goal. Okay, what? That's actually in context too. We're gonna learn that one too.
I can only hear crickets.
It's not.
Oh, you're being serious. I'm sorry.
It's already happened, Jim. This is documented and verifiable. When Hillary Clinton denounced the alt-right, loads of black people took to Twitter saying, well, I guess I'm alt-right then. And I was speaking to a few of the alt-right people, and they were freaking the fuck out, thinking the idea that a bunch of black people are going to invade a white supremacist movement, because nobody really knew. And so Hillary Clinton kind of...
So he came in here basically and he wanted to like fucking restart. He wanted to kick off Gamergate Part 2. Right? Now there's a video, and some of this stuff is out of context. It's extremely funny though, so I'm going to play it. There was a video that was made by, I think it was the BBC, going over Sargon's run for UKIP. And as you could imagine, they've tried some smear tactics to fuck him over, right? Yeah. Let me see if I can still find this. Wait, this is the actual BBC clip when they grill him? That's here? Oh my god. What's still here? Wait, actually, dude, you want to know how big Sargon got? I forgot this fucking happened, dude. Everyone wanted to be him so badly. All of these guys wanted to be Sargon to explain fucking Anita Sarkeesian and VidCon to Joe Rogan. That's how widespread this got.
Yeah. Tomb Raider.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah,
that was part of the big issue, right?
Yeah,
it was like sexism in video games
because of Lara Croft.
Like this really did get around. Where is the... I don't know if they took it down.
Nicholas! The goat.
Hold
Thank
on.
you for the $5, my man.
Sargon of Akkad Ukip. There used to be... Oh, here it is. So this is the clip that Sky News published to go over the candidate Sargon of Ukip. Okay, this is a really long warning sign.
Partly responsible for Brexit, now resorting to online extremists to get attention.
I'm not going to be apologising for my crimes against political correctness. I hate political correctness.
In footage obtained by Sky News, Carl Benjamin, the party's candidate for the South West, provides his own commentary over an anti-discrimination video. In it, he calls a disabled person a retard.
Dude, is she allowed to use that word? Is that fair for her to use?
And uses a number of racist slurs. He claims the remarks are jokes.
This reminds me when Joey Salads ran for fucking office and they started pulling up the piss videos. Imagine if Joey did this shit.
But should freedom of speech excuse political candidates using language like this?
It is not acceptable to call me a retard.
You know what? Fair enough. You can't change that you're... And it's not very nice for me to call you a retard.
Dude, there's no YouTuber on planet Earth that can run for office. I'm sorry. Holy fuck, dude.
I won't do it.
Or call yourself or your friends retarded.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Do they play this on fucking television over there?
Let's discuss some of those comments that you've made in the past, and
I'm not really interested in discussing any of these comments because you see, I've had something like 400 million views on my YouTube channels in total.
Okay, I think that one might be out of context. I think what he's saying is that like you go watch them there, but that is just an insane thing to say to somebody. Yeah, you've said a lot of offensive shit. It's like, yeah, well, I have a lot of subscribers.
I've got a huge audience that if people want to go see them, they can go watch them.
The humble brat, yeah, the humble brat. I don't know,
on my
dude.
channel and see the context for themselves.
It sounds like Hassan Piker, actually.
Another section of the video, Mr. Benjamin uses racial slurs.
So, off. It's okay for me to call you this because racism is power plus prejudice.
Hey, it's iDubbbz' argument.
There are other sections of this video which we can't show you because they are too offensive.
Personally, I find racist jokes funny.
That's the most insane cut I've ever seen. What's going on?
This isn't the first time.
Dude, they broadcasted this.
Mr. Benjamin has faced questions about his choice of...
Dude, what do you do if you're like a fucking 60-year-old woman who's looking for a fucking party to support in fucking Swindon? What do you do if this is on the news?
Words. I previously challenged him over comments he made about rape.
There are people...
What could he have possibly said about rape?
His choice of words. I previously challenged him over comments he made about rape.
There are people who are deeply offended by some of the things that you've said.
Well, I tell you what, they can go and have a cry, and when they've collected themselves and they're ready to talk like an adult about the issues and not bring up things that they think might be offensive and spread them around the country.
That's him smiling,
to
yeah.
people who might be offended by them, then we can have a sensible conversation about the issues.
You have a video where you call Chinese people chinks,
Yes.
and by all accounts, that
because
is racist.
words have meaning, and you don't know what the meaning of that word was. You don't know what the context was, what the narrative of it
Dude, you remember being on like the playground? You're like, dude, it's a bundle of sticks. I don't know why they're getting mad about it.
is. That's the point.
It's broadly accepted as a racist term.
Yeah, I know. That's why I used it.
After challenging Mr. Benjamin on his comments, I asked him about the substance of his campaign.
Okay, so give me your top 5 policy offers. What's your top 5?
What are your policies? Here we go. What are your policies, Sargon? Enact this shit immediately. What are you doing day one?
5 on the doorstep.
Well, actual policies. I mean, what can an MEP even propose?
So why has...
Dude, that is like the most... Like they've obviously cut some of this to be dramatic, right? Like it's not as...
the party which won the
But there's so much material to pull from.
referendum turned to social media agitators like Mr. Benjamin, who caught the far right.
And you know who else was involved in this was Count Dankula. I don't know if they have a clip of him, but that was a thing as well. So here's your backstory. Right? We know a bit about Carl. We know what Carl was doing around this time. We're going to learn a whole lot more of it. We're going to learn all about his run right now from Jim, Mr. Metokur. And I also showed you that Metokur and Sargon were not really, they weren't really on the same team at this point. Both of them came from Gamergate. Metokur was internet aristocrat. Left the movement, I think about 6 months in or something is what they've told me, right? Sargon bassed it up and kind of became what Jim didn't really like, right? So Jim was waiting for the night where this happened. This is the night where Sargon lost those seats, and he finished this video and published it. He did a live stream as well. This is like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
They're all laughing at you behind your back, Gerald. Everybody wants to vote for Nigel Farage. Nigel knows how to lead a party. He's so charismatic.
You have to understand, I think Ukip was competitive before this, right? Like, everyone moved over. What was the other party that everyone kind of went to from Ukip after they blew up everything they had?
Everybody makes fun of your way, Jared. They call you Jared.
Labour, yeah, they all went to the Brexit party. Reform? I don't know. I forgot which one it is, but they all moved over, yeah.
Not bad.
Reform.
Because you've got tubby tits. You're such a fuck up, buddy. Gerald, what are you gonna do? I know your name isn't Gerald, but nobody respects you, so why bother? Can you hear it?
What do you think he's gonna do, guys? What do you think the big play to like save this party, the Ukip party, bring them back to their glory?
Can you hear the end coming? Jared, you know what you have to do. There's only one way to save yourself and to save Ukip.
You bring aboard YouTubers, of course. Jared Batten, leader of Ukip, the United Kingdom Independence Party. The man who took the reins of leadership after Nigel Farage left to go found the Brexit Party. Struck upon political gold when he came upon the ingenious idea of incorporating e-celebs within his political machine.
I think there were 3, right? It was Sargon, it was Count Dankula. I thought there was one more.
What better way to reinvigorate the rank-and-file party members as well as bring in the youth vote they so desperately needed than appealing to e-celebs?
The funny thing is a lot of people talk about, like, in fucking 20 years, Mr. Beast is going to make a run for the presidency or something, right? And they all joke about that. But, like, ultimately, I can't see how any e-celebrity would end up being able to do this. E-celebrity being the cringe word, but you know what I mean, right? Anybody with a long-established internet history, like where they're popular on social media, is probably going to have a laundry list of shit to not pull up. Maybe not as bad as Sargon, but I mean, I certainly wouldn't fare much better, right? And, but I feel like we're going to enter a generation, probably towards the end of our lives, where just about every single candidate that comes up is like, they're going through their tweets from like 2020. To find all the fucking crazy shit they wrote on internet forums and stuff.
People like Paul Joseph Watson,
Nicholas
Count Dankula.
Oh, Paul Joseph Watson was another one. Wow. If this gets 10,000 retweets, I will join Ukip. I am not joking. This is not a meme. I am being completely serious. I think the funny part of this, right, is it didn't get it. It has more retweets than likes, and he didn't get it.
And our boy himself, Carl Benjamin, otherwise known as Sargon of
DeOrio for Senate? I am the Senate.
Smirt.
The madman has fucking done it. And to be honest with you, what other options do we have at this point?
It's to get Sargon of Akkad and get him a fucking seat as an MEP.
This is fucking important, in my opinion. So I've decided I'm going to be joining Ukip too.
Now, Jared is no fool. He wanted to test their mettle first. He wanted to put them to the flames, a baptism by fire, if you will, by having them give a speech in front of an audience of literally tens of people.
Oh, dude, the reflection is brutal.
Before, but as Marcus has said, their ideas have failed repeatedly, everywhere.
Fuck this shit, I'm out of here.
And so now they're just resorting to silencing tactics and violence. There's nothing more that we can do other than demand the state.
They're walking off while he's talking. It's so embarrassing. MatPat is like the only e-celebrity that can run for. I think MatPat and Pokimane are involved in politics now, right? Isn't that a thing?
MatPat is like the only e-celeb that could run for politics.
After all those assembled in that room and finally heard the wisdom of Carl Benjamin, Gerard knew this man needs a political office that pays £60,000 a year. And this past month during his campaign has really highlighted just how smart Sargon is. And I, your simple humble servant, a based Kekarino.
Do you remember Kekistan? That was another thing too, the Kekistani flag. That's a very 2015 memerino.
One of his Chatelet army have
Ooh, yuck. I said that one time and Tom goes, Nick, even as a joke, never say that again.
Decided to gather up all the nuggets of wisdom he shit out over the past 30 days and compile it into a handy-dandy guide for any future YouTuber that might want to run for political office.
Now, this video is interesting because obviously it's 27 minutes or whatever. It's pretty compact for Metokur. I think this is about a little under average in his view time, I'm pretty sure. But it's structured as like a tip video to help you run for office. So you're going to learn directly from Sargon in this video how to go about it. You know, we're going to use Sargon's top tips for his run and try to emulate that ourselves. So this is a teachable moment for everybody.
So let's take a look at the tips and tricks that Carl's put together for us as we learn how to be political and how to win an election.
And it's very old YouTube with like these fucking custom song cutaway, like Willie Mac show transitions.
There we go. I mean, I'm not.
To be fair, there was a 0 chance for him to win. Well, it went down as soon as he opened his mouth.
You're not laughing now.
Messaging. What planks in your party platform are going to appeal to your everyday Jane and John Q public? What resonates with the voters when they think of this particular election?
Chat, what do you think would be the ideal message if you're going to run for office as somebody who's never done politics before?
Having a clear, concise message, understanding the policies you're bringing to the table, is an extremely important part of running for any political office. You need to be able to draw the voters in, so that they understand you are representative of what interests they have, not merely your own. Immersing yourself in these issues that people find to be important is one of the key cornerstones to running a successful campaign.
Okay, so give me your top 5 policy offers. What's your top 5 on the doorstep?
Well, actual policies. I mean, what can an MEP even propose?
It is absolutely imperative that you can reach each and every individual voter. And I do mean individual voters. Collectivists, stay back. We've got a big-brained, super smart liberalist in charge of this campaign. So Carl, being the self-educated audiobook aficionado that he is,
Britain, as conceived of by Locke, is the protection of the rights of the individual.
Wait, who is on this stream right now? Look at this fucking screenshot. That's Richard Spencer, right? JF, the guy whose wife is missing, Andy Warski from Kino Casino, Sargon, and I'm not sure who the other person is.
It's conceived of by Locke. That state was not invented by Locke. That state has a history far greater than Locke. It's ridiculous. Locke wrote this, therefore it's true.
Okay.
This is exactly what I'm saying. You're living in an autistic, dissociated reality.
Why is he getting mauled right now by fucking Richard Spencer? Dude, that's I win, they lose. That's how the world fucking works, Richard Spencer.
decided his key platform, his main point, his tentpole issue, The thing that he was going to wow the voter...
Spencer the White Nationalist? Yes. Yeah, that one, yeah.
The association he was going to ingrain in their memory when they thought of UKIP was one simple word. Rape.
Oh, no. Dude, look how awkward they look standing there.
Ingrained in their memory when they thought of UKIP was one simple word. Rape.
Patton suggested earlier that if I would like to hold his candidate to account, I should turn up at your press conference and ask the question. So I would like to ask Carl Benjamin why you think it is acceptable to say on Twitter that you wouldn't even rape a female Labour MP.
So obviously what happened is Sargon was in a Twitter fight with a female Labour Party person, and he wrote, "I wouldn't even rape you," at Jess Phillips, and hashtag fuck feminism or something. And obviously that's something you definitely don't want to write if you're going to run for office.
I don't think women are any different to men in the way you should treat them. Unlike the establishment, unlike our judges who literally say, if you were a man, I would send you to jail, I think we should treat women the same as men. And that means if a woman is being a giant bitch and laughing at male suicide, I'm going to be a giant dick back to her.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
Dude, I had to make the comment because she was laughing at male suicide. Therefore,
any questions?
Nothing pulls better with single women, mothers, and suburban families than the subject of rape. It's one of those dinner conversations I think we've all engaged in. Hey, Grandma, pass the butter. By the way, I wouldn't even rape you. Who could have possibly foreseen that a prior comment that Sargon made on social...
It's so over, bro. I don't... Why would you even show up? Why would you even get involved in this?
Media would end...
How did you think this was going to go?
Coming back to bite him in the ass. This particular comment was a tweet directed at Jess Phillips, another British politician. I wouldn't even rape...
That's a tweet!
you at Jess Phillips. Hashtag anti-rape threats. Hashtag feminism is cancer.
He's threatening not to rape her. That's like I don't know what would fucking compel you to do that.
Well, you heard the man. He doesn't give a fuck. Sometimes you gotta put a bitch in her place.
And his response was literally, sometimes you gotta put a bitch in her place, dude. That is so crazy.
So that should be the end of it. After he bravely told those reporters that he wouldn't stand for their dirty, dirty smear merchant tactics, I'm sure they all walked away, heads hanging in shame, defeated by the intellect of Sargon of Akkad, #1 YouTuber. Do you know how many subs I have, bitch?
I have something like 4...
I'm not really interested in discussing any of these comments because, you see, I've had something like 400 million views on my YouTube channels in total. I've got a huge audience.
Or perhaps the opposite happened and a feeding frenzy ensued, with article after article coming out about the UKIP rape joke man.
You have to understand how funny this was when it was happening. You really did have to be here. This is like my first year on YouTube. So I was reading all these fucking articles in 2019. It was so fucking funny.
And how he loves rape. Now I know what you might be thinking. Holy shit.
By the way, this is what it sounds like when fucking Hassan Piker talks about URR.
With article after article coming out about...
Like, I'm literally the rape joke man to them.
The UKIP rape joke man, and how he loves rape. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Holy shit, this is a catastrophe.
Yes, I do. I think it's a catastrophe.
Nicholas,
then we move on to tip number 2.
Jared Batten must be standing on a ledge somewhere.
Nick tweeted, I wouldn't even... Oh, wait, do you understand this? Wait, hold on. I did tweet that. No, wait, I did. Hold on. Wait, no. You actually just called me out. It's true. Dude, Ethan's Attic called me out, and they said, deranged Zionist Ethan Klein platforms the host of Ultimate Rape Review. Nicholas DeOrio is an ongoing harassment campaign Ethan had. So I quote tweeted Ethan's Attic, and I wrote, I wouldn't even review you. I forgot I did that. Jesus Christ, bro. Holy shit. Okay.
While this is occurring, No, actually, he's walking out of interviews.
Kind of comment, though, has prompted some concerns.
How many times are you going to
among
ask me the same
voters.
question? How many times are you going to ask me the same question?
He's tired of hearing about the rape, dude.
Prompted some
How many
concerns
times are you going to
among
ask me the same
voters.
question? How many times are you going to ask me the same question? Thank you very much.
Dude, the performative get up and walk away like you're fucking Robert Downey Jr. being asked about the drugs.
I'll tell you, there's nothing in the world people in your own political party love more than having your rape comments brought up at every single interview.
If you think this is the only bad part of this video, there's a reason why. There's another 20 minutes.
Interview they go to.
When you're casually joking about rape and sexual violence.
I don't believe that was at all the purpose of his joke.
Dude, imagine a normie having to explain the YouTube rape joke humor man's fucking tweet to every person who asks.
The purpose was wordplay.
He attached the name.
Imagine somebody that old being like, well, actually, Ultimate Rape Review is a satire on online...
It's very regrettable. It has nothing to do with the millions of grants.
To answer that question, do you feel
Let me
comfortable?
finish the point you asked me.
Your
first.
whatabouting.
So, also, I mean, I think
a British posh having to explain it is amazing.
He's a candidate in the
Dude, imagine that we've got one British guy who'll defend Sargon, and then Chud is like, listen, brother, you're raped.
He's a candidate in the
Like, Chud Logic calls in and just starts screaming at these people.
election, and he has
It's the
speculated
only British guy who will stand up.
about whether he would rape
in the
Jess Phillips.
Who wants to talk about politics and policies when we can discuss a big fat fucking YouTuber running his stupid goddamn mouth on Twitter? Oh, they love that. But I'm sure they loved it even more when a few of the other choice quotes started to surface in the media.
See, look, this is what I mean about the chat. I just can't be bothered to deal.
Okay, hold on. Wait. So remember the thing that he said before that we didn't get? We're going to do our best to censor it here.
Quotes started to surface in the media.
I know that fucking screenshot. I know what's happening here.
Yeah.
See, look, this is what I mean about the chat. I just can't be bothered to deal with people who treat me like this. It's really annoying. Like, you are acting like a bunch of... You act like white...
About Lawrence Webb.
Look, my wife is from the Caribbean, so I do find...
Oh no, dude, his wife is from the Caribbean. It's okay.
racist jokes particularly offensive.
How uncomfortable was that conversation to you wager? But why stop at good old-fashioned rape and racism? Let's talk about a little pedophilia, too.
I was well under the age of 11 when I started having. And so what I like to do is put people on the the other side of the argument. It's like, what you have to do.
Someone wrote, he's right. Maybe you should wait for this clip to finish before you say that.
And so what I like to do is put people on the other side of the argument. It's like, what you have to do is you have to say that someone like me, not anybody else, but me, that I was too stupid to appreciate the nature and quality of what I was doing at the time. So please convince me I didn't know what I was doing.
So a person comes here and says they were molested, so you have to convince this kid that he couldn't make like decisions for himself, right? So Sargon is going to handle this well, I imagine.
Yeah, I think it's, it depends on the child, really, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it's, it depends on the child, really, doesn't it? Because some kids...
That's what the Catholics say.
That's going to be a hard one to spin. Well, you see, when I was talking about 11-year-old boys getting...
Okay, dude. Okay.
You're taking that out of context. It really depends on the child. But as if being known as the racist, pedophile rapist wasn't enough for Sargon, let's throw in a little bit about the Holocaust.
Oh, good. We hadn't brought them up yet.
Us too, because fuck it, why not? In interview after interview.
Wait, what did he say? Carl Benjamin has employed racial and homophobic slurs in YouTube videos, including anti-Semitic tropes about the Jews.
But about the Holocaust too, because fuck it, why not?
I'm sorry about the Holocaust.
In interview after interview after interview, the subject was repeatedly brought up.
Can I ask? Hang on, look, right. I know what. No. I know.
It didn't die out after a week. It didn't die out after 2 weeks. It went on for 30 days straight. And the public sentiment about...
That's the thing. The election cycle is only 30 days. So everything you're seeing happened, like, every other day. It was all compact into 1 month of pure funny, dude. It wasn't like this all came out over 6 months or a year. No, it was all at once.
Up this was not very...
It was every day a new article, a new fucking debate, a new...
favorable.
Claire says, this Carl Benjamin interview on your programme today has made me cry. He sounds just like my rapist.
You sound like my rapist. I don't think that's... Wow. That's going to be a hard one to sell to the middle class.
I can imagine. It's going to be a problem.
I don't know if convincing soccer moms that you're a sex offender and that you say the things that a sex offender would say is going to really endear you to them. I will say it's going to make branding a little bit difficult. These sorts of posters probably aren't going
The 2 planes can't bring down 3 buildings.
to do very well. I don't imagine many voters are going to want to hang them up outside their businesses or on telephone poles. But this monumental amount of bad publicity doesn't faze Carl.
No, because the best part is we're only hearing about the bad things that Carl says. You haven't found out what they did to Carl because of those bad things.
Got a plan going forward. He studied politics from around the world, and he knows what to base his...
You have to understand, like, for a while, Sargon was kind of a joke around this time frame. So him doing this, the fact that you would even be able to go on social media after something this embarrassing happens to you, I think he kind of recuperated, and he's got, like, a little niche all to himself over there. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing these days, but I don't know how I'd come back from something this fucking pathetic.
Campaign off. Donald Trump.
He still is. I think he's got like a successful channel right now.
You could say that President Trump is somewhat of an idol of Sargon's.
You ready?
Oh, God, it's the clip.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we are.
Yeah. I reckon we can get Donald Trump to defend Gamergate.
No.
Why not?
And his
This is in 2019, by the way, right? Yeah.
approach of no apologies is something that really resonates with our little Swindonian. So when faced with this overwhelming amount of negativity about talking about racism and little boys, never apologize is the phrase, the mantra, they're repeated over and over in Sargon's head. After all, Donald Trump would never... Oh, wait a minute. No, he would fucking... Wait a minute. Oh, shit, did he?
Well, you have to understand, right? Before we get to Metokur's point, that a lot of people around this time in 2019 were making fun of lefty influencers for bringing up Gamergate. It was a joke that, like, Gamergate was still living in their minds or whatever. And even today, it is still funny. In 2025, you'll have a video essay where they, like, put up a fucking thing on the screen and it says Gamergate. And we have to talk about the Anita Sarkeesian hashtag from fucking 12 years ago.
Is the phrase...
But then, like, that was when Sargon did this. Why? So when they're all talking about people being obsessed with Gamergate and living vicariously through fucking Gamergate, right? Sargon was still doing that. So he's kind of like the opposite. He's like the antithesis. And the reality of the situation is like Gamergate was like, oh, these people are all doxing, harassing, blah, 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 blah. I think for the most part, everybody kind of turned out to be like a huge piece of shit in that, with the exception of a chosen few.
Mantra. They're repeated over and over in Sargon's head. After all, Donald Trump would never... Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, dude, he's a big Donald Trump fan. He'll just do whatever Trump does. He'll never apologize.
No, he would fucking... Wait a minute. Oh, shit, did he? Oh, he did. Oh, that's embarrassing, Carl.
Anyone who knows me knows these words don't reflect
Oh, that's the grabber by the... Yeah, that's that clip.
who I am. I said it, I was wrong, and I
Oh my God,
apologize.
dude.
That's going to be a big yikes for me. Let's... we need
Even Donald Trump could apologize.
to get the fuck out of here. Hit the abort button. Let's move on to number 2. Number 1 didn't happen. We're not dum-dums. Carl's list of super smart ideas, his tips and tricks to election winning. All right, that was a mistake. Should have been top 4 instead of top 5. Forget...
That was only tip number 1, chat. That was the first tip. Sargon thinks that you have to have good... I mean, Sargon is all about messaging.
Hit number 1. All right, if there's any takeaway from number 1, probably don't tell people you want to rape little boys. That's just a bullet point. Take it or leave it, it's up to you.
Again, the crazy thing is that Jim did a stream this night. It was either the next day or immediately after the stream ended that this video was like done and ready to go. It was as soon as the results were announced.
There we go. I mean, I'm not.
All right, I feel like likability is kind of a. I feel like we're kind of past likability. You know, I don't know how much likability we're getting out of Sargon here.
You're not laughing now.
Likability, relatability. How often do people want to come up and converse with you? Would they sit down and have a beer with you? Are you someone they can
more like liability, true.
relate to? This is a key component, one of many, for doing well in an election. Nobody wants to vote for an asshole. Nobody wants to elect a prick into office. There has to be some overriding charm, something that draws people in, something that's warm and comforting, something that they feel they recognize in the individuals that are around them in their daily lives, that they recognize in you, the politician. Well, Carl's got that in spades.
I don't remember what this part is, actually. I rarely pre-watch videos. Obviously, I've seen this one many times. I don't remember this.
Smuckles here. He's known for being very relatable. I mean, sure, the press may hate him, and the British public may think he sounds like a rapist, but at the very least, his party has his back.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I forgot all about this. Dude, I don't want to spoil it, but I'll start talking about it once we get there.
That's important. You need your boys in your corner. You need somebody in your house, in your stable, willing to defend you, to go out there and fight the good fight.
You need teammates. You need people who are going to be like on your side to push you forward, yeah.
And as long as he's got those fellow UKIP members, he's golden. I mean, let's forget about the local elections. Sure, UKIP lost 80% of...
Oh boy. Okay.
The seats they'd have...
Jared Batten's party fails to capitalize on the Tory collapse despite the absence of Farage's Brexit party from ballot papers. Okay.
Offended, which is catastrophic, but that's not Carl's fault. You can't pin that on him. He's a likable guy. He's affable. This is Carl Benjamin.
Yeah, things are not going well immediately.
Who doesn't love this guy? Except for these people. All right, these three women don't...
All right, so this starts the fucking avalanche of people leaving UKIP, right? The only three remaining female MEPs, Jane Collins, Jane Seymour, and Margot Parker, have all quit to leave to go to Nigel Farage's Brexit party, specifically because Carl Benjamin said that he wouldn't even rape a female MP. And it was because they said it was satire, right? Because fucking Gerald Batten said it was a joke, all of the women have left UKIP.
Carl Benjamin! Who doesn't love this guy? Except for these people. All right, these three women don't count. They're women, and women aren't people. Carl Benjamin told me that when he said he wouldn't rape them. So they don't... Fuck that. They don't count. All right, I don't care if they all left the party. If all the women have left UKIP, doesn't...
Dude... UKIP MEPs joined Nigel Farage's Brexit party. Holy fuck, dude. And Miss Collins said UKIP's attitude to the women was disgusting, and so that she wanted to spend the rest of her time as an MEP fighting to secure a real Brexit. She said Mr. Farage's new party, which he set up nearly 3 years ago, after quitting as UKIP leader, is the best way to achieve it.
Doesn't matter. Carl Benjamin still has people in his corner. He's a hometown hero in Swindon, except for the fact that the Swindon branch of UKIP quit.
Okay, now the chairman has left. The chairman is gone. All the women have left.
Doesn't count either.
They've lost 80% of their seats.
These women...
This is all in 30 days.
And the leader of UKIP in Swindon don't count. Gloucestershire too? Really?
Oh, another...
How many fucking people quit? Okay, let's revise this a little bit. Just because the majority of women in the party left, the person heading the local branch of your political party left, an entire fucking constituency left. Doesn't matter. It's not like they hacked the website to tell everybody in UKIP that you are the worst possible choice.
Website under temporary suspension. The registered owner of this domain will not, under any circumstance, contents any support for Carl Benjamin, aka Sargon of Akkad, for the position of Member of Parliament for the Southwest region. We have seen and heard information allegedly from him, which makes the reports in the newspaper child's play. See Sunday Mail here. In these circumstances, therefore, I and many of our senior colleagues, dude, they literally hacked the website to get... That is so fucking crazy.
Yeah. People within the party left a parting message informing people that Carl Benjamin is the death of Ukip, and that maybe you should run for the fucking hills while you still can. Hurtful.
But it gets worse. It actually gets worse.
That's very hurtful. How could you do that? But at least it's over. Nobody else is... Oh god, more people are quitting?
Robert McNeil Wilson has then resigned his Ukip membership mid-election, despite already being selected as the candidate.
How many fucking people quit? We lost 80% in the local elections and like 20 people have quit? Is anybody in Swindon anymore? Who's running Ukip down there? How could this get fucking worse? Oh, what is the Catholic Church gonna step in? Well, no, they couldn't. I mean, that whole depends on the child thing is, I mean, we're on the same side here, right? Right? They can't possibly, they kick me out of the cathedral.
They banned him from his church. Candidate who made remark about raping an MP could be a public order risk, says Cathedral. He's literally been banned from a cathedral.
I've been banned from church.
He's banned from Exeter Cathedral, yes?
I can't.
I've been banned from church.
He's banned from Exeter
I can't stress this all in 30 days.
Yesterday.
I've been thrown out of a fucking cathedral. Oh, could this campaign get any worse? Everybody in the press thinks I'm a racist, a rapist, a pedophile. I've been banned from the church. Half my party has quit. 80% have lost their elections. What could possibly go wrong from here?
Thank you.
Mr. Oreo.
Oh my god, this screenshot. What do you think this is? Chat, what do you think this is before I fucking tell you? What do you think this is? This is fucking debate night. They boycott any debate he attended. Even the people who were going against him didn't think it was worth their time to show up.
80% have lost their elections. What could possibly go wrong from here?
Today we were meant to have
the GOAT. Thank you for the $5, my man.
fantastic panel of high-profile speakers.
We had a fantastic panel, dude. So many high-profile speakers were coming down, but they've all come under the weather with something. I don't know what happened.
From all parties that are standing in the seat. However, due to certain events, we have had certain candidates try and boycott the event.
This is Bo Blacks at VidCon showing up to the parties.
And then, after the initial event was cancelled at our university, other speakers slowly started to pull out, leaving just one candidate who decided to continue on with the event, and that is the candidate for the UK Independence Party, second on their list, Carl Benjamin.
This is like a joke, right? That's insane.
Nobody's showing up. My name has become such poison.
That's dude, this is the Creator Clash 3 press conferences.
In the political...
To be fair, there's about as many people here as there were for his speech earlier in the video.
That merely mentioning I will show up at an event to debate drives away every other candidate from every other party that had agreed to participate. So it's just me, in my big boy suit, with nobody to talk to for 2 whole hours. You know, I think Likability went right down the toilet. We should keep this train moving. On to number 3.
There we go.
What do we got here for number 3? Importance.
Big deal. All right, I'm important. I am Carl Benjamin. Have you checked out my YouTube metrics?
I've got something like fucking 400 million views on my channel.
Lots of views. Lots of subs. Big deal over here. All the kids, the Kekarinos, they Chatelet my shit every day. All right, hashtag Gamergate. You don't get it, old man. But I'm on the cutting edge of meme culture. With my boy, Count Dankula. Now, perhaps not as on par as messaging or likability. Having an air of importance about you. Having something about you that is desirable from people on the outside can benefit you in some ways. If you're a self-made man, if you run a large business, if you've...
Oh, God. Is this going to be the Applebee's screenshot? Yeah, like Trump, da-da-da-da-da. Oh God, no. Oh shit. I've gone ahead.
Yes. The good kind of importance. Self-made billionaire running for president. Very successful. The bad kind of importance. Attention community. It's important that you report this man to the local authority.
So then I don't think anything came from this, but that is true. There were 2 police forces that were investigating Carl Benjamin. I cannot stress you enough. This all happened in 30 days. He went from like the interview to being investigated by the police all during the election cycle.
Because there are 2 police investigations currently ongoing. Yes, sometimes this can backfire. If you're a vapid attention whore and running around like a chicken with your fucking head cut off.
It's like, well, they just fed this to the reporters. Yes, obviously. This would happen to literally anybody doing this. Literally anybody. YouTube let us know today they've demonetized my YouTube channel, which is my primary source of income and how I support my family. I've always taken care to comply with their rules. There's a 30-day period where they can get the thing.
You don't necessarily want.
That was when he initially got demonetized.
Posted this on his...
Oh my god, what was this fucking guy's name again? This was Sargon's little carrier pigeon. V, this is V, right?
Mine's account. YouTube let us know today that they have demonetized my YouTube channel.
Oh, I don't know how he's going to survive, going from $40,000 down to a mere $20,000 a month. You know what? Hit that subscribe star link. Go give Sargon some of your money. That poor son of a bitch is living in poverty right now. He's only going to be able to eat lobster 5 times a day, especially when they come for every other YouTube channel that he has, which YouTube is doing. But it doesn't just stop.
I think he currently has like a setup, right? Ukip's European election candidate designated as hate agent in secret Facebook list.
Carl. Jess Phillips suing his ass. You remember Jess Phillips?
I don't know what happened with that, but Jess Phillips was supposedly suing him over his comment. But this is where it gets really good.
My joke telling?
Could I ask you a really personal question?
Sure.
Have you been raped?
Okay. What do you think the answer is going to be here?
I've been sexually assaulted.
Oh! That was not what I was expecting.
Oh yeah, maybe you didn't know that. Apparently Carl's been raped. I'm going to press X to doubt on this one. I'm not saying he doesn't have an award-winning smile. I'm just saying I find it highly improbable that it's rape jokes, don't you get it? And that's a tough trauma to live with. Luckily, his wife can relate.
Dude, this is the other thing too, because he changes his story. He just starts screaming at a woman in the street that his wife was raped. This is like Bo Blacks when he starts talking about his family members.
Well, then why are you joking about rape?
What are the odds on that? What's going on in Swindon? Are there serial rapists running about? How many people are getting gang?
My dad isn't white.
Sorry, I jumped ahead. My bad. Dude, unironically, Metokur is like one of the fucking funniest YouTubers I've ever seen.
This reminds me of the whole black grandfather thing.
My dad isn't white.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've aped this bit so many times.
So my granddad wasn't white, and he was a black man in the 60s who married my white grandmother. My grandfather wasn't a quarter black, he was fully black. I don't know what race he actually was, because it was never something I really cared about. I mean, he was a very dark-skinned man, but I don't think he was sub-Saharan. I'd never really thought about it, because I didn't care. I don't know.
So remember, in the beginning, he's 100% black. Now he doesn't know how black his dad is.
West Indian or something, maybe?
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Well, you don't understand. My grandfather was a black...
This is literally an Issa Jomha. Yes, watch this.
Man. Okay, he was 50% black. My 25% black grandfather wouldn't like your racism. He's 10% black. That 5% means something to him. We appreciate his 2.5% black heritage. Okay, real talk. He had one hell of a tan, okay? Leave me alone, bigot. And I suppose if you're
I think there were more clips. I don't think he has all of them, but there were clips of it, yeah.
Bring up the black grandfather, you're gonna...
It reminds me of, this is like... Unironically, like, I would normally say, oh, who knows for sure, but The Quartering has literally lied about having a black dad, too. It's so weird. I don't know what this narrative is to, like, have a black dad for...
point to his prior behaviors, like lying when it's convenient, and smearing people because it's just too much of a bother to tell the truth.
Two gay black dads.
But just out of convenience, you're gonna tell everybody I'm alright.
Well, I'm afraid so. Yeah, it's a pragmatic maneuver. You got to understand, I've got to make fucking
tactical judgments.
Wait to tactical judgment to smear you as alt-right.
You want to tell me that it's too much work for you to do that? Are you sure? It's too much work for you to go through the labor of doing that.
Can't correct the record. You're alt-right. It's too easy not to.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, they don't really know what you guys are anyway. But the SJWs don't care. They're too stupid. Not even, it's not they're too stupid.
They're all too stupid, dude. I'm sorry. I can't correct the record.
How you tell them I'm all right?
Because there's no point trying to explain to them what you are. They won't understand.
Acting in a politically expedient manner. That's what I want from a politician. Somebody who's willing to omit and lie when it's beneficial to them. Which is a bit ironic.
What is Metokur's YouTube? Unfortunately, Metokur's videos are all over everywhere else. Because they were flagging his channel. So he only streams. You can sign up for his website, buy merch potentially from the Metokur shop thing, and he'll ping you on there or somewhere else, even if you don't buy merch. I think you sign up for the thing. It'll let you know when he's going to stream. Like an email goes out to me every time he goes live. He gives like a day or so of notice. And then after that, he gives the ability for anyone to re-upload the VOD or post it anywhere. He doesn't want to keep the VODs up because he thinks he's going to get flagged down. Or demonetized again.
Ironic because Carl was on television chastising reporters saying a lie by omission is just
buy a
as
hat for your hat is where that comes from.
bad.
Why did you decide to choose rape?
It's very important because you've been lying about me and I've been attacked in the street because of your lies.
Dude, he's been attacked in the street. What does that mean?
So this is genuinely
I've
important.
never lied about you, and you're here today.
A lie by omission is still
A lie by omission is still a lie. Where's the I will give you the rest of this, yeah. Oh god. Here. Oh no.
Humanly possible.
They're trying to, yeah. He got milkshaked in public.
Okay. Stop after.
Oh my god, dude.
Stop after stop on his tour. He keeps asking people for delicious milkshake.
And this was around the time where they were putting like fucking fast-acting cement in the milkshakes.
And
I don't think he got hit with one of those, but yeah.
Sometimes.
And dear people of Scotland, we're selling milkshakes all weekend.
You can't get that delicious Burger King shake. So you go for the next best thing. Fish.
I don't need permission to be here, do I?
They threw a fucking... I can't, bro. They threw a fucking fish.
Because if water's good for you, the shit that lives in water should be good for you too. That's a smirk thinking we all knew Carl was capable of.
Now, I don't think they have footage of this. I don't remember. But they also had him getting fucking... Oh my god, it's here. Holy shit, dude.
Hit him with horse shit and having people throw fish in his face. Oh, and they also tried to hit him with horse shit. I don't know. If there's video of that, please send it to me. I want to see Carl get hit in the face with horse shit. I have looked everywhere for it. I can't find it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a bit more to this video. I recommend you watch it. It's not even on... This isn't even his account. I don't know who gets the credit for it, but it's so fucking funny, dude. I think... let me show you Metokur's channel. It's not going to be for everybody, but I think he's very fucking funny. Actually, you know what I recommend as well as supplementary material? This fucking interview. Not interview. Well, is this an interview too? I think it's an interview too. June the King has done an hour and 30-minute documentary on this guy's history from internet aristocrat through internet blood sports and stuff all the way to like current day trouble brewing. That's when he took his videos down. And they also have the interview portion here. It's very cool. I saw June at VidCon. He makes really good shit. Let me quickly show you Mr. Metokur. Where's his fucking YouTube channel, dude? Nothing even pops up anymore. How does my stream pop up here if I literally don't have him in the title? That's crazy. Yeah, Mr. Metokur is here. Yeah, so it's like, this is what he posted.
Well,
just to keep monetized, because you have to post every so often. So he was drawing Google Paint, or fucking Paint, Microsoft Paint videos announcing the weather.
Going on, bumper to bumper traffic, but what a beautiful day. We stuck in that gridlock. Pristine skies ahead. Not a rain cloud in sight. Visibility so clear, in fact. You can even see Susan writing me that check for the money she owes. You're gonna fucking pay me. For a look at what's coming up, though, we're gonna have to go to the map for the extended...
I think these are funny. The forecast ones. I wish he would do one of these every once in a while. Then he also played Andy Warski in, from the Kino Casino in fucking Tekken. That was another thing that he did. But yeah, you can't see, there's nothing here. It's just like stream starts in 2 hours, 8 hours ago. So you can subscribe here, put notifications on, he'll update you, but it's not going to be something that you can easily access. The only time I ever interacted with Jim on stream was the Boogie combo, because he was on there the day that Destiny versus Boogie happened on LOLcow, and then I popped in there. I talked to him then. It was cool. Cool times. Is there anything else Sargon related? Well, we got the I wouldn't even blank you clip. We got the it depends on the child clip. We got the white N-word clip. I think that's most of the Sargon stuff that I'm aware of. That like, dude, Sargon has like a. It's funny because you got like a crash course of Sargon because all this shit came out the minute this happened. His current YouTube channel, Sargon of Akkad, is still posting. He's about to hit 1 million subs, and he averages like between. This is kind of shocking. He averages like 100,000 views per video. Over 100,000. Some cases he gets 600,000 views. That's crazy, dude. The oncoming civil war. Jesus Christ. You know, he bounced back. I mean, he had like the most grueling, pathetic failure I've ever seen, and he's still actively posting. It's insane. I feel like I'd quit. I feel like there's a lot of stuff I could handle on YouTube, but getting a fish thrown at me and being investigated for rape comments or something is probably a bit too much. I probably would walk off after that. I don't know about you guys. I wouldn't really be able to stomach that return. I don't think I could do that. The Truth, look at his daily channel. Is that one doing better? Let me see. I think Akkad Daily that was the channel he was posting on for a while. Does he have a link here that I can see or no? Videos, Englishman, UK. He probably doesn't link any of this shit together anymore. Oh god, he even does live streams. Jesus, this guy's raking in the money. Holy fuck, dude. Akkad Daily. Let me pull this over and grab that. Akkad Daily. When I searched him, he didn't come up. Oh no, he did come up. It was fucking Jim that didn't come up. Akkad Daily. Yeah, look at this, dude. 200,000 views, 100,000 views, 300,000 views. This thing is printing money, bro. Holy fuck, dude. They're doing us a favor. It's a bit radical. They aren't like us. He runs Lotus Eater podcast. Really? I've seen those people pop up every so often. That's him? The Lotus Eater podcast. Who is on this?
So I'm of the opinion that we should just ban OnlyFans, right?
I'm shocked. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't expect that one. Wow. He started Lotus Eaters. Look up that. That's his main project now. I mean, he's posting daily. He's got a lot of projects. He's a website called... Yeah, that's one we just saw. Holy fuck. The Jim and Ralph videos would have you think he's a joke, but he's doing extremely well. I mean, he is a joke, just to be clear. My opinion of him hasn't grown knowing that he is currently successful on YouTube right now. I think that he's like a fucking total loser. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just shocked that he's able to bounce off it and come back. Yeah. But yeah, I think someone recently quit Lotus Eaters. Huh. I love you, Nicholas, but I disagree. That's crazy to me. I feel like hating Sargon for the most part is like a bipartisan issue. Ban OnlyFans. What about free speech? Not pornography. That's pretty consistent with that like sector. The free speech people usually are still against porn. What else is going on? I think that's probably all I've got from the Ukip stuff. There was the live stream too. The other one that you have to watch, and I'm not going to play this right here. I will just give it as a little teaser. I think we watched this before in a VOD, but I don't think I posted it as like a full clip. It's probably in something else. Is the Metokur Ross stream. It's a Kumite highlight. So it's actually complete carnage. If you liked that video, you definitely like this one. I'm going to point you in the direction of this, but I'm not actually going to show it. So I think it's this one, right?
Oh, man.
Let me see. Is it... Yeah. It's this one. Is it... I need to... Yeah, okay. So there's a conversation that occurred on Tonka's stream back when they did Internet Blood Sports. And essentially, this is Mr. Metokur debating Bathtub Ross, who's apparently a teacher at a Catholic school, debating on him whether he's a pedophile or not. And it is one of the most insane debates I've ever seen.
I made that video is because I was pissed. I was like thinking, well, you know, nobody wants me to get help or even get better at all. But you know, see, Jim, you only take what you see and then put it in a video.
Well,
and then people give you information.
I only use my senses to make a video. Yeah, Ross, I can't, pick your brain. I'm not a magician. I'm not a fucking psychic. I can't.
So this debate right here is actually a section in June the King's video, but I do recommend just sitting here and watching this from rip and going to about the 30-minute mark. It is probably the greatest internet debate ever, marred only by the fact that I don't think this guy turned out to, I think this guy turned out to just be fucking crazy. I don't know if this stuff turned out to actually be legit, but that would be in June's video to find out. But just the reveal of this on a YouTube live stream is one of the craziest fucking things that ever happened. This does. Oh, that's the Todd one. That is the Todd one. You're correct. Let me pull that back up. I'll pull that part up specifically because we reference that on stream constantly. That's another stream memerino. The Todd one. Do you know who Todd is?
A fucking wall.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Hold on, where is this? Hold on, wait.
Like failure. I was literally talking about like me getting help, me doing all this shit. Dude, you know who Todd Center is, right?
No, I don't.
Do you know who Todd is?
No, I don't know who Todd Nick.
He just keeps bringing him up throughout the whole course of his conversation.
Ross, where should I send that? What's the address I'm sending that to?
Do you know who Thompson is?
Are we back to this again? Ross,
what, you want to know who the Todd pedophile is?
When you were a kid, you bring him up an awful lot.
He's not you, Ross.
Well, the thing is, Todd is a normal person, despite him having his problems.
Dude, do you want to know what Todd is? Have you ever seen Todd? We're going to do Todd now. We're going to go branch off from Metokur to Todd. Do you know who Todd is? Todd is a virtuous pedophile. That is his term. That's what he called himself. And you could tell, the emphasis on the P part, because he looks the part. Hold on. There's videos about him. I don't know what ended up happening, but he was in the news. Yeah, look at this, dude. Look at this, dude.
Rather die a virgin than, harm a child or.
I think is this Todd? I think this is Todd. I think this is Todd, bro. Holy shit, dude! The NAMBLA documentary.
It's a rare glimpse into a reviled group. Tonight, a self-described pedophile shares his story.
Can you tell? Can you tell?
And the Toronto expert who tells us why hearing from people like him could actually help protect your
I can't believe that he's a pedophile. I can't believe it.
Kids from predators.
Pedophiles get this message from society that they're destined to offend. And I want to tell them that's not true. I think they can.
Dude, they kept her far away. You know how they do in-person interviews for a lot of these things? They made sure this one was a fucking Zoom call, dude.
They can live a non-offending life just like I do, and it can be done.
Todd Nickerson speaking on Skype from his parents' home in Tennessee is part of an
I'm shocked.
Online support group with more than 1,000 members who call themselves virtuous pedophiles.
I'm not crazy about the name virtuous pedophile.
I'm sure you're not.
It kind of sounds pretentious. Probably a better name would have been celibate pedophiles.
Dude, how is she not laughing hysterically while this guy's fucking talking right now? It just keeps getting crazier.
What does it mean to be a virtuous?
This is the most insane rabbit. Wait, is she gonna say? Wait, so So she calls them virtuous pedophiles, and then he's like, actually, we're celibate pedophiles. And then she's like, what does it mean to be a virtuous
pedophiles?
I'm not crazy about the name virtuous pedophiles. It kind of sounds pretentious. Probably a better name would have been celibate pedophiles.
What does it mean to be a virtuous pedophile, and what is?
She immediately just disregards what he says and asks anyway. She's not having this conversation. I would quit my job if they made me interview Todd.
All about.
To me, it means
this Sam Hyde character is insane. Could you imagine?
Basically, living within the law and first and foremost, doing no harm.
This Toronto psychologist and sexual behavior scientist at CAMH says there's evidence in brain scans that pedophiles are born that way, but little research has been done on those who don't act on their urges.
Unfortunately, because this population has been driven so far underground, there's
Welcome to the Mr. Girl arc, dude.
really no good way to study them. The only people that we can ask questions about and do research about are the people who commit crimes, get caught, and then, become known to the system.
Run! He's coming for you. Run away.
News has featured people like Justin Payne, the vigilante pedophile hunter.
It don't matter what
that wasn't Todd.
you made them. You're not supposed to. It's illegal.
And a new Vice documentary called Age of Consent also delves into the creep catcher phenomenon.
I don't think this kind of a social phenomenon can be stopped, but I think the energy behind it can be channeled for good. I just don't but there's no evidence to suggest.
Now, she's in person with this guy. Clearly, this is not a COVID thing. Why is she not talking to Todd?
That the shaming techniques do any good.
And here's why. Dr. Cantor says having an attraction to children doesn't mean someone will act on it.
Dude, I feel like we're in the middle of the weirdest Destiny arc in history. Oh, sorry. I meant... Yeah, it's fucking crazy. So that's the city news clip. Holy shit, dude. Did anything ever happen? Let me Google what happened to Todd. What happened to Todd Nick San, dude? There's like nothing here after 2017. Daily Mail. Wow, he didn't offend, it looks like. I'm shocked. I figured I would Google him this year and find out he's in jail. I guess he didn't, I don't know. It looks like he made it, dude. He relapsed. Dude, relapse, a nuclear term for that. Jesus. Arrested? People are saying he's arrested. They put clips from a Vitali stream in there? Really? He might be. I don't think he is. He didn't get caught at least. Yeah, true. There's only 2017 articles. Is there anything in here from the last year? Support Todd's healing after a dedicated fall. Wait, what? Okay, that's not him. That's a different Todd. This is not the same Todd. Todd Nickerson spent 32 years showing love for everyone else. Hopefully not everyone else. Now he needs us after a serious fall. We appreciate him. No, I don't think this is the same Todd. I'm pretty sure that's not him.
Nicholas, the goat. Thank you for the $5, my man.
3 hours ago, someone with that name died. That's Wyatt. Explore the intriguing story of Todd, a controversial figure. There was like a TikTok made about this. Yeah, I don't think he died. Or I don't think he's like offended or anything. Here, this is a 2025 Daily Mail article, but it seems to be the same footage as previous. He's probably in Canada. Yeah. Dude, some random Todd almost got called a pedo. Well, dude, that Todd had a bad fall.
The guy, Keemstar Orbiter, Nick DeOrio.
Thank you for the
Mr.
dono.
Oreo.
Appreciate your support on the channel.
One of these days you should cover Andy Ditch, another notable virtuous PDF.
There was one person who called
Nicholas,
themselves a virtuous
the goat.
pedophile,
Thank you for the
and they were like
$5,
promptly
my man.
arrested. I remember that one. That one was fucking funny. It was like there was like all this stuff about them being like a virtuous pedophile, and then the next article was like this person has been arrested. That was funny. Sued again, dude. They're coming to get me for that fucking joke, dude. It's over. It's over. Yeah. I don't know. I think we're gonna do we do the Cyrus thing, or do we save that for next stream?